My sweet puppy. Well, get this stuff taken care of. Well, welcome back here to another special episode of the Maturity Project. I'm your host, Chad Everett Brochures. Sir Chad Everett Brochures. Sorry, it's just Chad Everett Brochures. We'll keep it there. All right, this is the Maturity Project. Today's conversation is just on how do you actually take advantage of an opportunity. We keep running into all these damn moments where we're like, you know what, I'll get to this whenever the time's right. Something's going to happen. The time will be right sooner or later. I'll take action on it. You know, people talk about this when it comes to having kids or whatever, making big life decisions. And man, we sure do seem to procrastinate and wait. And then whenever somebody hits it big, we seem to wonder how the hell they did it. There's an advantage of just taking action. Just take action on something. You know, as Kelvin Faison's college professor I had for psychology, beautiful man, love of the deaf. He's like, always be doing something. He had the acronym up on the chalk or on the dry erase board. So every time you go to class, it was right there. And then he'd tell you, he's like, all right, whenever this situation happens, what do you do? And then, the class is prompted to, say, always be doing something. It's a military acronym, but he used it, and that's where I know it from. Anyway, if you always want to play it safe, you have to understand what happens whenever other people will take the chance and you don't. If you've ever played poker, sit around at the table, it's, you can sit there with a deck full, and you got your hands, you got your hand, and you've got what you got. And then you get into that fear idea. What if I'm wrong? What if I lose? Well, don't gamble with what'll destroy you, but you can gamble with the things that actually give you opportunity for growth, that you're going to understand the lesson if you lose it. Is that there's no value in it. Like getting something for free is one of the worst things that people can do nearly all the time. By the way, nothing's free anymore anyway, no matter what they tell you, including all of our social medias. You are the property they sell. But if you sit and wait for the right time, you're going to continue to wait. And the person that's willing to take the risk is the one that's actually most likely going to win. That's the person who's going to likely start achieving things. I don't want to start dating this person because the last time I got hurt. Well, guess what? You're going to get hurt again. You're just going to leave yourself there, or you're going to bond with people. So get out there and try. One of the best things that I can do, because I do teach how to, like dating for professionals or mature dating, because it is part of the Maturity Project. It's an interesting thing because it's like, look, man, if you put stuff out in the front end and you're really honest about something from the very beginning, the get-go, you may find that it takes you further. People seem to enjoy a human being, somebody who's willing to be vulnerable. Now, putting yourself out there too does do a lot for you. It does a lot for you. People actually understand that you're willing to live. That's one of the other things. It's like spontaneity. What the fuck do you think spontaneity is? People, being spontaneous is what spontaneity is, by the way, in case people aren't familiar with the word as much. But being spontaneous is just do things immediately, or just do something that just seems to break the pattern, or, it's not the expected thing. You're just throwing yourself out there. So when's the best time to do anything? Now. I mean, really, it was 5 minutes ago. It was yesterday. It was the day before. It was the year before, whatever. But we can't do anything about the past. Not at all. The past is completely dead. It's something that you can reincarnate through stories and fear and all the rest of this stuff, which, by the way, stories can help create all that stuff. Yesterday doesn't exist at all. You're reaping the benefits from what happened yesterday and the consequences of it. But yesterday's gone, man. So we can't keep looking back and saying, hey, this thing didn't work. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get that far in life unless you're recalibrating. Something happens, recalibrate. When you feel like you're stuck and painted into a corner, which has been a consistency, some of the challenges that people face, and including myself, I'm not free of these things. I'm speaking from my experiences. By the way, in case you're wondering, this isn't advice. I don't give advice. I think that advice giving is a dangerous and irresponsible thing, unless there is a lot of information taken. Otherwise, yeah, it may feel good to hear it. Insights are far better. Insights are superior to advice unless the person understands exactly what you're going through in the fullest sense, the entirety of what you're going through. But that's a big conversation. I don't want to derail any further. Maybe I should do an entire video just on advice versus insights and which one are the better ideas and directions. But I think you already kind of know what I'm going to say, at least in the sense of which one I think is better. And actually, I can show you that it's better for insights than advice. I can give my clients advice, but that's a lengthy conversation. I talk a lot whenever it comes to that. I got to find out a lot of information before I could ever give direction. And even then, still a lot of variables that you can set the person up for failure with. But this lighthearted bullshit that people do on Facebook, like, you should do this or whatever, and all that, whatever. Get the fuck out of that. I get it. If it's coming from the heart, people are truly trying to contribute, but just be careful with what you hear and what you take. But actions will always give you the best outcomes. You have to take action. Do something. Always be doing something. Even if you're sitting there and you're thinking your way through something, still better to do something than not. Because look, hypothetically, everything could work. Hypothetically. But in reality, you find out where the flaws are that you cannot comprehend when you're hypothetically processing something, thinking your way through it. You've got to put action into it. I can definitely speak from experience in that. If you sit around and you just think all day long, life's still going to happen. There are people that will actually, you don't need to be incredibly smart, by the way, to be successful. You don't at all. And there's plenty of examples of this. You just got to get out and do stuff. There was a movie made about somebody who's not a very smart person, but their bravery and their willingness to just do stuff is what stands out. So, Forrest Gump, the movie with Tom Hanks. Well, that was based off of, it was inspired by the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, which is it's a high-end restaurant. Didn't start that way. It worked its way up. And the gentleman that owns it and started it is not the smartest person in the world, but he's willing to do stuff. He's willing to try. Sure, you have really highly successful people that are smart. Elon Musk is an incredibly successful and incredibly smart person. I give a lot of credit to Jeff Bezos for his ability to think in an incredibly diverse way to create what he's created. As far as Amazon goes, and then the other things he's got involved in. But Amazon is a massive beast of a company, and it evolved over time. He just got started. He's like, I want to create an online bookstore. But this is going to be a few of the basic tenets that actually make it more effective. And he got started on it, and look at what it is today. They sell cars. They have prescription drugs. They are in I don't know what country they're not in, actually, at this point. It's all over the world. And the model itself is being replicated where it's not with Jeff Bezos, somebody else get there. So take action. Don't just wait for something. Just understand what you can do with and what you can do without. Think about my previous video. I talked about resources and what they are. What resources could you put on the line that if you were to lose them, you would recognize you lost them? You lost something there, not the totality of those or the total amount of that particular resource, but something enough for you to go, damn, that sucks. Because it's, damn, that sucks, not somebody showing up to take your house. Damn, that sucks is, well, it looks like it's going to be a little tighter between now and the next payday. Damn, that sucks is, wow, that took half a day to get that done, and now I don't have it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I've lost half a day. Damn, that sucks is, it's something noticeable enough that you've lost, but not so much that it destroys you and your well-being overall. So I have a very high risk tolerance, which means I'll put more on the line because my damn that sucks it's a bit larger than the average person's damn that sucks. The things that I'm willing to, put on the line in order to actually achieve my goals, but also my goals are fairly large. They're not the standard run-of-the-mill, simple, easy, I just want to live a good life goals, because mine's a bit more defined. The Maturity Project is the vehicle for my goals in life. I want to impact people across the world in a way that gives them an understanding on how to develop themselves in places that their authorities and their parents or whomever it was that they were reliant on developing them previously in life, and even right now, may not have the organized thinking or structure in order to be strategically successful by teaching the person how to deal with things, or how to deal with moments in themselves, how things are happening to them, but more of giving them, because right now the model is tell me how to get through this thing. Well, if you understand the mechanics of how to deal with something, you're far better off than somebody doing the work for you, because when that person's not there, the work still needs to be done when it comes up again. And you don't have a tried and true success model that you yourself have done. Now, there's too many variables when they do it for you that you will not catch. There's just this thinking process, all kind of things that occur. So it's better that somebody teaches you the mechanics of thinking than it is to tell you what to think, because you become far more diversified in the way that you understand things. So when you take action on something that you want to accomplish, well, here's the great thing about it. You learn from your mistakes and you learn from your successes. As long as you don't bury yourself in the self defecation, if you will, of believing that you're horrible or you can't do something, and then you fall into this pit of despair. Now, this is where I talked previously in a couple of videos a little while ago about grace and how to do something with grace, how to deal with real challenges with grace, and that comes through maturity. Now, you've got to mature in different areas in order to actually have grace to deal with something. So, all right. So with that, you got to do something. Just try, put it out there. In the mornings, if you're ready and you think that you truly are ready to take on change, I have a starter document for you that just gives you the 8 different areas of maturity. You can look at that in the mornings. There are a couple of exercises I can actually assign. If you do decide that you want those documents, just send it over to yourmaturityproject@gmail.com. That is YOUR maturityproject@gmail.com. I'll send you back those documents. And if you really want to take some action on it, just tell me you want to take some action on it. Tell me what you're up to. Doesn't have to be a long book about it, but the more detailed it is, the better it is that I can at least throw something over your way as far as like, hey, try this or whatever, and give you some assignments associated with the actual maturity project and turn it into homework. So, all right, do something. Seriously, just do something. Figure out what you can gamble with, and understand your total amount of resources that you have out on the line. If you have multiple gambles going on, just be aware that worst case scenario, what would you do if all of those bets in life were called in and you were not going to be receiving anything from those bets? You were to lose those resources. Make sure that you stay in enough balance that you don't destroy yourself in the process. It's all up to how far you can take risk. Again, with me, very high risk tolerance threshold is what it's referred to as, really. I can just take it on often. And I may be really hard on myself from other people's perspectives, but that's me calibrating. That is me understanding, hey, I'm going through this. This is the outcome that I see so far. This has been the total experiences. Now I need to calibrate. If I'm going the wrong direction, I need to calibrate a bit stronger. I need to put more effort into it. I might need a little bit more of a different direction overall. There's just a lot of things that can come out of it. And all that is just, it's tinkering with who you are enough that you could actually grow. It is putting yourself into an uncomfortable place. So you want opportunity, don't try to do it from the comfort of your couch, because the comfort of your couch is where you're going to say, hey, I'll get started on that at another time. Always be doing something. All right. Well, that's it for today, you guys, gals, you cool game changers, you people that are up to stuff, man. I am so honored for the people that have been joining recently. I've got a lot of people that have subscribed lately. Please continue it. It does help. And eventually, we can turn this into a bigger movement. But first and foremost, please understand the 8 different areas and how they are in your life. How you can actually measure your own for the 8 different areas of maturity, and what your goals are in each area. And as that comes along, you can assign those particular areas of maturity to your big life goals. As you don't want to get to the point you have multi-millions of dollars or even billions of dollars, but yet you have no family support system. You have you try to buy your way into having people love you. There's plenty of people that just prove that money is not what fixes things. Biggie smalls, baby. More money, more problems. Same thing. If you want to be really influential in the community, what's going to be your weakness? You want to get in there, you want to get into politics. There's a scandal all the damn time in politics. Most of the time it's a sexual scandal or a financial thing. You're not financially mature enough. And, somebody comes along and throws the right amount of money at you, and now they got you. It's just, there's all kinds of just craziness that happens. If we had this type of setup, the 8 different areas of maturity as a pre-qualifier for getting into politics, man, you would have so much information and insight on individuals before they just start telling you what they're going to do and getting you to buy in emotionally. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. So anyway, get to know the 8 different areas so that you can start developing yourself. Now, I'm not the person who's going to develop in all those areas. I'm going to give you insights in order to put that into parameters and a perspective that you could work with. Send me over that email, and I will send you back the starter kit, if you will, the starter documents. It's just to get you in a place where you understand that this is what's going on in yourself. The Maturity Project is about fulfillment in life. It is about becoming more capable with every aspect of life because you have not neglected anything. Now, instead of becoming an expert in one area, you become so well and rounded in every area that your expertise really finds new heights. So we can have it all, folks. Absolutely. But you got to know where to work. And just like when I had golfing clients, when I was a corrective exercise specialist, the first thing I'd tell them, you're not going to work with me until you're out of season. You're not going to work with me if somebody's watching you to pick you up for your tours. Not in the beginning. If we just started, you're going to have to recalibrate your nervous system, so your neurological and muscular system, because we're going to mess up the calibrations. I'm going to change the strength and balances and balance you out better, which will give you better overall abilities with golf. But in the beginning, that throws you way off because you have an old pattern you're familiar with what feels right when you move, and you're not. It's going to be real hard to break that, and it's going to screw everything up because it's going to throw your muscles out of balance. Same thing with this. When you start taking this type of stuff on, it's not just what you can your threshold for risk on the front end. There's going to be other things that are supportive for who you currently are that needs to be addressed as well. They will start showing up. That's why I do encourage people to have a journal to keep track of this stuff. Please keep this stuff in mind when you get started with it. First and foremost, though, let's get this stuff in your hands so at least you understand where those 8 different areas of maturity are. And then from there, we can start working on exactly what kind of calibration is necessary so that you don't overdo it. You also don't underdo it. Because if you underdo it, you don't notice any effects. If you overdo it, it's a pretty good chance you're going to have an emotional impact based off of that, and you're probably not going to want to address something. So, and capsulize it and avoid it because of fear and pain, because of loss and all that. So, all right, till next time, Chad Broshears. I'm your host of the Maturity Project. We got a world that we need to address, but first we got to make sure we work on ourselves before we pave the path to hell, because it is paved with good intentions. And we sure as hell seem to have a superhighway being built there. The best way to address this, let's get into action. Let's actually work on ourselves before we start going trying to fix the world. So, all right, till next time, guys, gals, everybody. Share this video with people in your life that you yourself appreciate. That, Keith, by the way, you are too, my man. Just address the people. Share this video with people in your life you want to break the ice with. Let's get after it, man. We got a lot to do. Start a conversation of meaning today. Like I said, send me over that email. I'll send you back the document so you got some place to start from. All right, till next time. Let's get up to something. All right, let's go. See ya, Keith.